Well, good morning, you guys. Glad you guys are here with me today. So thank you for showing up on your mats. It's very easy at this point to stay in bed and not get out. I hear my neighbor was walking by. She's like, yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. She's like, yeah, our son's still in bed. I'm like, what? Oh my goodness. So we all got up and we're doing something healthy and productive for ourselves today, which will in turn help our families that we're with and help our own mental well-being. So kudos to you for showing up. All right, so let's begin by just standing nice and tall and just lifting onto our toes and back onto our heels. Wiggle your piggies. Just a couple more times. We wake up our feet. Our feet are our foundation for our practice, as are our hands. So if you want to just wiggle your fingers, maybe just move around those fingers, your wrists. And then go ahead and just make sure you're in alignment. Spread your toes wide, lift them, spread them, and then press all four corners of your feet, from the balls of your feet to the heels, into the floor. Drawing energy up as you pull the kneecaps up, aligning ankles, knees, and hips. Have a neutral spine with a slight tilt to your pelvis. Engage in the first bond of the pelvic floor, lifting through the sphincters at the perineum. Drawing navel in towards your spine as you lift up towards the sternum. Drawing the shoulders down and back. Drawing chin inwards, your head lifts a little bit, crown goes up. And as you feel that energy moving in and out through the body, just breathe in and out. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Take a big inhale through your nose, then big exhale through your mouth. And just come back to your nostril breathing, or find your nostril breathing if you haven't been there yet. And the remainder of our practice will pretty much be in nostril breaths unless you begin that heart rate elevates, and then you can always move your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just be mindful. So our practice is really cultivating that mindfulness. So as we keep our eyes closed, just really feel. Breathe into the spaces. And through our practice, as we breathe into those spaces, we're breathing into the cells, the joints, the ligaments, the tendons, the muscles, the tissues. Building, oxygenating those areas, producing energy in those areas of health and vitality. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to heart center. As we're mindful through our practice, being open to what our practice has to offer us. Set an intention, offer our practice to a loved one if you want, with compassion and kindness for yourselves and everyone else. With gratitude, with self-love and respect, we'll go ahead and begin. Let's lift our arms all the way up. Lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, fold. Have a slight bend in those knees. Shake your head. Find that movement. Lift your heels. And then hold it center. Lift up halfway, navel to spine. Draw it in, and then exhale, fold. Step it back, kneeling. And then take opposite arm, opposite leg, lengthen out, reach. Navel to spine. Really press that right knee, left hip, and in. Left hand down. Press in, reach. And then other side. Reach, lengthen. Hold, activate, squeeze. Remember, breathe into those cells, the tissues, the joints, the ligaments. Lift, lift, lift. The muscles, breathe, and then release. Other side. Lengthen, spinal balance, press it in. Make sure your shoulder and wrist line up, your knee and hip line up. Lengthen it, and then release it. And then just flow side to side as you lengthen. Big breath, and then flow. One breath, one movement. Flowing as you move. Inhale as you close, exhale as you open. Several more each side, just building that lengthening, spinal stability. And your last one, and then cat and cow. Both wrists line up, knees and hips line up, roll the pelvis under, chin to chest, arch the back, and then come back neutral. And then just flow, rounding, arching, come back neutral. Round it, tug it, squeeze it, come back neutral. And just keep moving, keep breathing. And your last one. And sit back in child's pose. Bring your arms out down to your side. Sit nice and deep. And then I want you to lift yourself all the way up kneeling. Reach those arms high to the sky. Open up, expand through the heart center. Lift, press in. And then come back, swoop those arms back. Sit deep in that child's pose. And then lift up. Reach, lengthen, or a little rounding to the back. And then come right back down. And then lift it up. Press in. And then bring it down. Lift up, lengthen. And then sit nice and deep. Exhale as you close. Inhale. Several more. Just fluid motions with your breath. One breath. One movement. How about a couple more? Lift. Press those hips. Release it down, lift, press those hips, and release it down. Last one, lift, press those hips, reach, press it in. Take that right hand, curl your right toes, reach back for those heels, and then lift those hips, press them forward, hips and knees line up. If you can't reach for your heel all the way, you can make a fist into your back and press that hip forward. So you reach the left arm up, gazes over your right shoulder. If you want a little more depth, you can flatten that foot, round a little deeper into it. And then release it other side. Reach the right arm up, left leg, curl that left toe. Place those hands back to your heels or fist into the small of your back. Press those hips forward, knees and hips line up, gaze over your left shoulder. If you want a little more depth, again, flatten that back left toe. Get a little deeper, keeping hips pressed forward, gaze over that back shoulder. Then bring it down, cartwheel those hands down, and then kickstand your leg out. You want to have a little lengthening here, so press those hips towards the floor as you stack in your hips. So shoulder and wrist are going to line up. Long spine. So you're right here kneeling onto the side. I want your feet pressed together, and I'm going to lift open that top leg, and then you're going to drop down, hip to the floor. Open that top left leg, and then sit down. Open it, sit deep. Open, sit deep, open, sit deep. Open, sit deep, open. Press those heels together, sit deep. Open it up, sit deep. Open those thighs, squeeze the bum. Breathe into that space that we're working throughout the entire body. Focus on that area where we are. Breathe into those cells. Breathe into those muscles, the joints, the tendons, the ligaments, and those tissues. Being mindful through our practice. We practice in anything we do, being intentional and mindful. We draw more awareness to that area. It's going to register. The cells have little memory sockets. We'll gain better results physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Last one, lift it up, hold, press, and then bring yourself center onto your mat. And the other side. Hip stack, shoulder stack. I'm just going to rotate so you guys can see. The hip and spine is long, shoulder and wrist line up. Feet are together. Open up that top right leg, press that hip up, and then drop it down. And then open it, then drop, tap that hip to the floor. Open those thighs, then drop it down. Open, press, drop it down. Open, press, drop it down. Open up, drop it down. Open up, drop it down. Open and release. Open and release. Keep flowing, keep breathing. As the body flows, the breath is flowing with it. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then lift it up, hold it, and then bring your hands center onto your mat. Center kneeling, widen your knees to the edges of your mat. Feet come together. Drop your hips down, then rotate your wrist inward. Fingers come in towards each other. Push your chest forward. Your fingers and your chest should line up. Those knees are wide, hips drop down, feet are together. Bring it down, elbows come out, and then press away. Come all the way down. Deep diaphragmatic breathing is a key to the success of our practice. So be mindful to link the breath with the movement. One breath, one movement. Breathe in, breathe out. Several more. Again, breathing into those spaces as we're mindful in our flow. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And your last 1. And then sit back wide, knee child's pose. Take your hands to the right side, reach them, lengthen over, sit deep. And then walk over to the left side and sit deep. And then bring it back center, pull yourself out, come onto those knees, curl those toes for our first downward facing dog. Starfish those hands, lift the tailbone to the sky. Pedal those heels, shake your head. Find that place in your down dog where you can execute it a little deeper as we wake up the body. Feeling nice and warm. Again, those fingers are starburst wide, wrists and shoulders line up, long spine, ears and elbows side by side, tailbone lifts towards the ceiling. The legs are lengthened. If you need a slight bend in your knees, you can have them with the heels up. Or if you're able to straighten those legs, press those heels towards the mat, just do your best. Breathe. Everything has presence. Breathe in that presence. Using the breath to stay open to the present moment awareness. Allowing the breath to come deeper and longer. And then roll it out, plank pose. Round into your upper back, really press and grip. And take your right toe, tap it out, then your left. Then your right, then your left, then your right. And tap side to side. Four more. 3 more. 2 more. And your last one, center hold. Shift your weight forward, elbows tuck in, come all the way down into your abdominal. Hover your hands, shoulders down and back. Cobra pose, glue your feet to your mat. Lift the torso, gaze forward, keep the neck aligned with your spine. And then rotate those palms back and up. Reach up, and then move side to side. Lengthen, reach your fingertips towards your back baby toe on each side. Keeping chest elevated, just moving side to side for 4, 3, 2, and your last one, center hold, lift a little higher, reach those arms up a little higher. Now lift your feet off the floor and lift a little higher. Lift the thighs up, chest up, lift, 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 and 4, and 3, and 2. Last one, feet together, hands down, curl the toes under, push up. Plank pose. Second time, round your upper back, zip through your thighs, shift your weight forward, tap side to side. Now if you want, you're able to jack those feet if you want to add that intensity. Just an option. You can keep the taps, you can find the jacks. Breathing in, breathing out. Contracting the muscles, stable core, stable body, and 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and your last one. And then lift that tailbone high to the sky, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice anything that comes up in your mental and emotional bodies, your physical bodies, without judgment. Just acknowledge. Our practice is about cultivating in the essence of being present, listening and feeling. With our breath work, we're able to let go. Let go of what no longer serves us. Letting go of judgment. Letting go of fears. Letting go of expectations. Letting go of competition. Just allowing ourselves to stand with kindness and compassion and love and peace. Awaken to our essence of happy, joyous bliss. Let's go ahead and walk our hands back behind us. Sit nice and deep into your chair, lift your chest, hands prayer. Shoulder blades down and back. We press that tailbone back, reach those arms up, roll the pelvis under. Tuck under, engaging the bondage of the pelvic floor, the navel and the chin. Drop another inch deeper, shoulders are down. Bring your hands to heart center, rotate, revolve, opposite elbow, opposite knee. Now when you're in rotated chair, revolve, make sure your knees are together, feet are together, sacrum is centered. Do not have any sass in your hips. Make sure that one knee is not jutting out in front of the other. Drop your bottom down an inch. Allow your bottom maybe to go lower than your heart. Feel the fire activated in your thighs. Breathe. Again, breathing mindfully into that space. With every aspect of your being, feeling renewed and rejuvenated. And then come center, hands prayer. Reach those arms up. Drop another inch. Hold it. I feel that fire with you. Hands come prayer. Rotate, revolve. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Again, make sure those knees stay center. Sacrum stay center. It's the rotation through the torso. Hands of prayer. Shoulders stack. Gaze goes up. Again, dropping bottom down a little deeper. Keeping that bottom below your heart if you can. And then bring it back center. Hands at heart center. Reach those arms up. Sit nice and deep. Then bring those hands to heart. Lift up nice and tall. Take a big inhale. Lift. Exhale. Fold. Lift up halfway. Navel to spine. Lengthen the back of those thighs. Then exhale. Fold. Ekapadahastasana. Hands. Walk under your feet. Lift your toes towards your wrist. Hands go underneath. Massage the balls of your hands, those pads, with your toes. Massage them. Squat into those thighs. Lift the tailbone up. Pull the chest forward. Then exhale, fold, elbows relax out. So begin to straighten your legs. Gaze goes through your kneecaps, forehead towards your shins. Again, this is your practice. Just do your best. If you just want to hold in your forward fold, you're welcome to. And then release, and we're going to walk those hands around behind us. Grab those forearms to your calves. Again, sitting deep, walking those fingertips under your heels. Hug those forearms to your calves. And this, you're in a squatted position. Feet are together. Fingertips under your heels. Give yourself that little raise. If you want a little more depth at the back of those legs, just begin to straighten your legs, hugging those forearms to your calves, bringing those foreheads through your legs. Lifting tailbone up. Again, pressing in towards the balls of your feet, towards those toes. And then release. And then lift up halfway, lengthen, exhale, fold. Then walk your hands out, plank pose. Shift your weight forward, round, and that upper portion of your back, you really grip with those fingers. They become like suction cups, remember? So our fingers start burst wide for a firm foundation. That center little pocket pops up. Knife as your hand kisses in. Shift onto those toes or onto your knees with a long spine. Spinal stability, stable core. Shift that weight, elbows rotate and slowly come down, hover, hold. Shoulders and elbows are in alignment. You're either kneeling with a long spine or fully extended. Navel engaged, flip those toes upward, facing dog for our first up dog. Press, hold, press into the earth. Shoulders are down, spine is long. Feel that rounding in your back, that beautiful bend. If you're on your knees, fantastic. If you need to pop off those knees for an increased intensity, really strengthen those arms, deepen your bend. Smile. Don't let your head hang. Keep your neck aligned with your spine. And then add that push-up if you choose, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift your heels, squat into your thighs, gaze between your hands, take a big step or hop to the top. Big inhale, lift, find your chair. Hold right here in your chair for a moment. Second time in this chair, and we're gonna come revolve, so sit a little deeper. Reach those arms up, shoulders are down, roll the pelvis under. Squeeze into those thighs, feet are together. We're gonna come to the left side first, so rotate through the torso, make sure knees and sacrum stay centered. And right elbow to left side, shoulders are stacked, gaze is up. Drop that bottom a little deeper. Again, keeping that bottom below your heart if possible. Remember to breathe and bring yourself center. Hands prayer and then reach up. Shoulders down. Stay deep. Roll that pelvis under. Squeeze in those thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands come to heart. Rotate other side. Again, knees and hips stay centered. Torso revolve. Shoulders stack. Gaze up. Drop the bottom down. And breathe. Feel the essence of our breath. Feel renewed energy each time we breathe. And then go ahead, bring it center, hands to heart center. Reach those arms, lift it up, feel that fire, sit deep, and hands to heart, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, fold. Squat deep, gaze forward, step it back, downward, facing dog. Bring it out to plank, elbows tuck in, shift that weight forward, chaturanga hover, hold, then flip those toes upward, facing dog. Press in, and then push up if you choose, back to downward facing dog. Lift the heels, squat into your thighs, gaze between your hands, take a big step or hop to the top. Big inhale, lift, find your chair. Lift, find your fold. Squat deep, gaze forward, step it back, downward facing dog. Bring it out to plank. Elbows tuck in, shift your way forward. Chaturanga hover, shoulders and elbows line up. Flip upward, facing dog. Push up, downward, facing dog. Lift the heels, squat into your thighs, gaze between your hands, take a big step or hop to the top. Lift tall, find your chair. Lift tall, find your fold. Squat deep, gaze forward, step it back, downward facing dog. Bring it out to plank. Shift that weight, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Push up, downward facing dog. Take the right leg, kick it up, stack your hip, bend in that knee. Let that foot dangle behind you. As you lift that knee a little higher, make big circles with your knee. Open up those hips. We hold a lot of emotion and memory in our hips. We're tight in those areas a lot because of that rigidness within the mind. Subconsciously, rotate another direction, another circle. Just move it the other direction. We just want to break that up. Maybe that energy we hold on to that doesn't serve us, let it go. Release it. In your last circle, stack it. Kick that leg high. Bring it through, drop to your back knee. Press your hips forward. Gazes forward, keep neck aligned with your spine. Press in, make sure your knee and ankle line up. Don't jet your knee over your toe. And then just straighten your leg, forehead towards your knees, sit back nice and deep. And we're gonna move back and forth. Lunge in nice and deep, and then straighten your leg. And then lunge it, and straighten it. Lunge it, and straighten. Lunge it, and straighten. And lunge it, and straighten. And lunge, and straighten. And lunge, and straighten. How about 4 more, and straighten. And 3, and straighten. And 2, and straighten. And last 1, and straighten. Now press in, lift the torso, reach the arms high to the sky. Press in nice and deep. Bring those hands down, curl that back toe under, and just hold in little pulses and a nice long lunge. Stay nice and low and just pulse into those thighs, and then hold and breathe. Hold, hold, hold. Back leg is long. Kickstand that back heel back. Keep neck aligned with the spine. And then press into those hands. Take this top foot, and I want you to pull it in, and I want you to just hold that knee into your core. So if you step it back, just pull the knee up towards your core. Press into your hands. Press it in, press it in. And you're going to drop that knee down to your mat and then pull it up. Drop it down towards the mat, then pull it up. Drop it down towards the mat, pull it up. Drop down. If you find this too challenging, you can drop onto your back, left knee, and just pull that knee up. Activating that powerhouse, your hips, your back, your core, your glutes. As you pull the knee up, press in to those hands, round into your upper back. Pull the knee, tighten it in, chin towards your knee. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. And your last one, pull it in, then kick that leg high to the sky, and then pull that knee in heart center. Then kick it up. Then pull it in, knee heart center. Kick it up 1 more time. Pull it in, knee heart center. Kick it up, and then chaturanga, upward, facing dog. And then push up, downward, facing dog. Take that left leg, kick it up. Bend in that knee, stack in your hip, let that foot dangle behind you. Lift in your knee and make big circles. Again, open up those hips, letting go, releasing when it doesn't serve us. Breaking free, letting that fragmented energy that stays stagnant in the body, just release it. Reverse other direction. Last one. Lift it up, center that leg, kick it high, then bring it through, drop to your back, right knee, press your hips forward, walk that toe a little further forward, knee and ankle are in alignment. Press it in. Whew. Elongate your spine. Neck and head line up, press it in, hold it, and then you're going to straighten that leg. Keep those fingers forward, sit back deep, forehead towards your knee. And then we're gonna move, lunge it forward, then straighten the leg. Then lunge it forward and straighten the leg. Then lunge it forward and straighten. Then lunge it and straighten. And lunge it and straighten. And lunge it and straighten. And lunge it and straighten it. And lunge it and straighten it. And lunge and straighten. Hang in there. 2 more. Last one. Then lunge in nice and deep. Press in, make sure that knee and ankle are in alignment. Walk that toe a little further if you need to, and lift the torso. Reach the arms high to the sky. Press in, deepen down. Keep those bandhas engaged, shoulders down. Smiles on our faces, joy in our heart, feeling those feel-good vibes. It's scientifically proven that release We create new neurological pathways in our practice. Bring your hands down as we release dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and all those feel-good vibes through the releasing. It sets into our neuroreceptors. Those endorphins flow. And then bring it forward. Kickstand that back leg out and the little pulse into those thighs. That back leg is nice and long. And then just hold it. Feel that lengthening, that deepening, and then you're gonna press into your hands, really grip with those fingers, pull that foot and pull that knee up. So the knee stays kind of just bends in, that back foot pops back, but your knee stays where it's at. Excuse me. Pull it up, tap down towards the mat, then pull it up. Tap down, pull it up, down, lift, down, lift, down, lift, down, lift. Again, if you need to modify, find that right knee. Pull it up. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. In 4, in 3, in 2. Your last one, pull it in, tuck it in, and then kick that leg high to the sky behind you, and then pull it in plank pose, knee in heart center. Kick it up behind you, then pull it in plank heart center. Kick it up, pull it in, kick it up, and then this chaturanga to upward facing dog. Push up, downward facing dog. Catch your breath. Honor where you're at. Shake your head. Breathe. Lift your heels, gaze between your hands, squat into your thighs. Take a big step or hop to the top. Big inhale, lift. Bring your hands, prayer into chair. Lift up nice and tall, hands, prayer. Going through a little series here. So bring your hands, prayer. Lift your right leg. Extend it out. Hold it, flex into that heel, hold it. You're gonna bend it in, bend it back. You're gonna find your swan, your bird. Squat into that left knee. Lift that right foot up. She flexes up towards the sky or ceiling. Pull that chest forward, gaze forward, then lunge it back. Nice and deep, crescent lunge. Lift those arms, sit deep. Shoulders down. Center your hips. Make sure you don't sink into your front thigh. If you need to modify, find your back right knee. And then we're gonna move. You're gonna pull that knee right back up. Lift it up. Take your right hand, right knee, or right ankle, or right toe. Left hands to your hip. Then open up. Big toe hold. Open up that leg out to the side. Then bring it back center. Release the hands to your hips. Bend in that knee. If it's not already bent, then kick it back, bird. Find those wings. Squat into that thigh. Then step it back, nice and deep. Crescent lunge. Breathe. Shoulders down. Hands to heart center. Pull that knee up. Left hand to hip, right hand to knee, ankle, or yogi toe hold. That big toe hold. Then open that leg out to the side. You can extend that arm out to your side. Take your gaze with it if you choose this time. Bring your leg center, either holding under your knee at your ankle or your toe. Release it. Arms come out. Keep those arms wide. Find that bird. Bend in those elbows, scapulatory depression. Pull that chest forward, lift that foot high, and step it back. Crescent lunge. Nice and deep. Hold and breathe. One more time. Pull the hands to heart. Pull that knee up. Hand to your hip, either under your knee, at your ankle, or a yogi toe hold. Arm extends, leg comes out to the side, balance, hold. If you get a little longer in those, what are these body parts called? Extremities. Your extremities. I'm like, what are these things? Our arms and our legs. Take your gaze over your arm if you can, and then pull it back, center. Just an option. Then bring that leg, those arms stay out. We're at prayer. And then find your swan. Squeeze and scapulatory depression. Lifting that foot, flexing that ankle, and then step it back, nice and deep. Crescent lunge. Get deep. And then pull it up, stand nice and tall, and shake it out. Woo-hoo. All right. Shaking those ankles, especially that left one. All right, On to the other side. Stand tall. Pull the right knee up. I'm sorry, left. We're working on the left side now. And then extend that leg out. Flex into that foot. Leg is long. Hold it. Reach those arms up. Bring it back. Find your bird. Squeeze into your back. Into back. Squeeze. Scapulatory depression. Chest goes forward. Gaze is forward. Knee aligns with the mat. Your foot flexes high to the sky. And then step it back nice and deep. Crescent lunge. Reach those arms high. Shoulders are down. Center your hips. Front toes forward. Back heels up. If you need your back left knee, find it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then pull your knees up. Hands to your hips. Either left hand at your knee, your ankle, or yogi toe hold. Lengthen that leg out. Then open it up. Or hold at that knee and open it up. Then bring it back center. Release the hands. Place that leg right back into swan. Open those arms. Squeeze into your back. Elbows press back. Flex in that foot. Lunge nice and deep. Reach those arms high to the sky. Sit deep. And then again, hands to heart. Lift it up. Hand either under your knee, at your ankle, or yogi toe hold. And then open it up. Extend the arm out to the side with it. So leg is extended on the left side, arms extended on the right side. Take your gaze over your right arm if you can. Just an option. Then bring it back center. Release the foot. Bring it back. Scapulatory depression in your back. Lift, holding that bird, the swan, and then step it back. Nice and deep. Lunge into it. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you fall over, it's okay. The idea is that working on that balance and stability. Our core, our powerhouse, our hips, our back, our core, our glutes are stabilizing us. Bring your hands back to heart center. Lifting that knee. Again, hand either under your knee, your ankle, or yogi toe hold. Arms out to the side. So leg is out. Open it up. And then again. Woo. Take your gaze over that arm if you can. It's just an option. Maybe straighten those legs a little more. If you're holding under your knee, lift that knee a little higher. And then bring it back center. And then release it. Find that bird. Squeeze into those shoulders. Down and back. And then step it back. Reach those arms nice and deep. Smile. Soften the muscles in your face. Feel that serenity. And then step it up. And shake it, shake it. Shake what your mama gave you. All right. So come center. Lift on your toes, back onto your heels. And bring your hands to heart center. Oh, so grateful we made it through that. So grateful for our strong minds, strong bodies, and strong spirits that allow us to pursue through our practice with grace and gratitude. Let's go ahead and lift the arms up nice and tall. Exhale, fold. Squat deep, gaze forward. Step it back, downward facing dog. Bring it out to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Push up, downward facing dog. Take the right leg, kick it up, stack your hip. Bring it through for warrior one. Back heel down, lift the torso, press in. Right leg's forward, toes are forward. Remember that clock, 12 o'clock big toe, back. Left toes about 11:30. Press that knife edge of your foot into the mat. So you lengthen in your back leg, strengthen in your front leg, rotate those hips and torso forward, dynamically lengthening. Reach those arms to the sky as you draw your shoulder blades down and back and scapulatory depression. Get a little deeper into that front thigh if you can. And then rotate center to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Keep that front knee and ankle lined up. Those front toes never move. That back foot just turns parallel to the back edge of your mat. Draw the palms downward. And so we're reflecting inward. Lunge a little deep into that front leg. Feel that activation. Breathing into those spaces throughout the entire essence of our body. Feeling and listening and breathing. And let's come side angle. So right forearm comes to your thigh, left hand's up to the sky. You want to get deeper, Slide that hand on the inside of your thigh towards the floor. Shoulders stacked, lunge a little deeper in. Hold and breathe. If you want a little more activation, take that bottom hand, reach it out in front of you. Take that top hand, reach it overhead. Lengthen long spine. Breathe. Feel the lengthening and the strengthening, the stability. And then cartwheel this opposite arm down. Pivot that back heel up and draw that arm through as you nod it through. Left arm is now, our right arm's up to the sky. Left hand's down to the mat. And then bring both hands down. Turn yourself to a center straddle. Lift up halfway. Take the right hand down. Bring the left arm up. Place your hand to your sacrum so your shoulders can really get that rotation and stack. And then take that left hand, wrap it around your back to that right thigh. Take your right hand to your left ankle. Just an option, and pull yourself down. If you can't get all the way around, your hand stays at your sacrum. Your hand can touch at your right below your knee or above it, but not on it. And then release those hands, lift up that chest, turn those toes out to the corners, drop your bottom down and just little pulses into your thighs. So again, the hips store, big part of our body that holds tension and stress because we hold on to memories and emotions and they store energetically into our hips. Big storage center. So we sit right here and pulsing into that space with toes turned out, opening up in that space. Feel that movement. Allowing us to release. You got 4 more, you got 3 more, you got 2 more, you got 1 more. Sit deep, lift the torso, sit nice and deep, arms come out to the side. Coming into Moonflower, squeeze into your back, sit deep, lift tall. Sit deep, lift tall, sit deep, lift tall. We're gonna find lateral movement with our Moonflower, so you're gonna sit deep, then step side to side, sit deep, step side to side, sit deep, step, energetically moving that energy to break it up, to renew it, to build that vitality and joy and optimal radiant health. My breath has changed. I'm breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth as my heart rate elevates. Listen to your body. Link breath with movement. Several more. Pushing out of that comfort zone. Sit deep, reach and pull, step side to side. Four more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Then hold it center. Reach those arms. Then pivot around to the back of your mat. Crescent lunge. Nice and deep. Now left leg is your front leg. Shoulders are down. And you're going to step that back right foot up, pull it up, then step the left foot back. Then pull it up, and step it back. So just reach and pull. Reach and pull as you alternate those legs, alternate those steps, forward and back. From left to right, lunge it, step it, reach and pull it. Finding that stability, that power through the breath, through the engagement. Woo! Feel that surge, that release of the oxytocin, of the dopamines and the serotonins. As those endorphins flow, feel good, feel good. Several more. Then we press in a little deeper. This is your practice. I'm going to encourage you to do what you can as you honor where you're able to work. Challenging yourself out of your comfort zone. That's where you grow. It's where the transformation happens throughout the entire mind, body, spirit system. Hang in there. And your last one, make sure the left foot is forward, right where we started. Come back to that crescent lunge. Sit deep. Then bring your hands down, take that back leg, kick it up, standing split. Now as you're in your standing split, you can take your hands to your ankles. Work on balancing. You want to keep your hands to your mat. You can draw your leg up higher, bringing that forehead towards your knee. You only have to have one hand to your ankle. You don't have to have both. Just listen to where you're able to work. And now that we're here, let's make our hands become our feet. So you grip with your hands. So that left knee is towards our chest. That right leg stays up high. What you don't want to do is throw the leg. Keep it where it's at. You're going to lift the heel to the right, to the left foot. You're going to press in and lift it up in balance. You're like, where at? Yeah, right, sure. I'm all over that. So it's just about practicing and getting out of your comfort zone. So your hands become your feet. Remember, your fingers become suction cups. So starfish them out, suction cup your hands, lift that left heel, keep that right leg up, press into that left thigh, and then press up. Use your breath. Breathe. Press in that force. And breathe. Engaging the bandhas. And breathe. One more time, just try it. Just do your best. Whew. And then release it down, step it back, and go through a little chaturanga upward facing dog. Push up, downward facing dog. Take that right leg, kick it high to the sky. Stacking that hip. And then bring it all the way through. And then straighten both legs and find triangle pose. So when we're in our triangle, hip stack, shoulder stack, everything's lined up. So when we're here and you peel yourself open, make sure you're not popping your booty out and back behind you and pulling your chest forward. Tuck everything in as if you're like a piece of toast going in a toaster. You're in between two panes of glass, whatever that visual you need for your body to line up. Find your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. If you want to increase more torso activation, first let's make sure your ankles and everything are lined where they are. Both legs are straight, hips stacked out. You can take that bottom arm and reach it overhead and have that top arm come up and meet it. Ears and elbows line up. You don't want to drop your chest down towards the floor. Everything stays stacked and open as you reach those arms up and over. Just an option as you lengthen and breathe. Then slowly cartwheel those arms, lift them up into reverse. Both legs are straight. Left hand walks down that back left leg. Right arm reaches up and over. And then bring it center, turn those toes forward into a center straddle. And lunge to the right thigh, lift up twice, lunge twice to the left, lift up, twice to the right, press that booty back, lift it up, twice to the left, lift up, twice to the right, lift up, twice to the left, lift up. Keeping navel engaged. Now bring hands prayer. 2 times each side. Now bring those arms out to your side. Lunge deep, lift tall, lunge deep, lift tall, lunge deep, lift tall. Last one, lunge deep, lift tall, center hold. Bring yourself out to airplane as you expand. Press that tailbone back, reach those hands down, and move yourself down to the right leg, lifting those left toes, sitting deep. Skonasana to the right side, elbow and shoulder line up. Those toes are lifted. Reach that arm to open high to the sky. Keeping navel in. If you cannot get your heel all the way down, it's okay. Do your best. It's okay even if you're right here. Lift it halfway down. If you can't get that heel down, you can also sit down onto your bottom. So whatever works for you. Honoring that practice of yours that helps you grow in your personal self, your personal development. All that good stuff. All right, bring your hands to heart center. Walk yourself around to the top of your mat. Come nice and deep. So we're gonna take a little arm balance as we pull this knee, like this knee, you all know what I'm talking about. The left knee is hugging this leg. You're gonna step that back leg up and you're gonna come half firefly, half crow. What? So draw your left knee on the outside, press and squeeze in, and that right leg comes up forward as you kick it up. I know you're thinking, what in the world? It's not as hard as you think. Again, it's about the stability through our powerhouse. Our hips, our back, our core, and our glutes, and engaging the bandhas to help lift. Utilizing your breath. Engaging, squeezing through that psoas muscle as those legs are squeezing those arms. You're engaging those bandhas and lifting, energetically moving. All right, when you're ready, drop it down. We'll find garland pose. Turn those toes out, hands prayer at the heart center. Drop the tailbone down, crown up. Forearms on the inside, and breathe. Breathe in and out. Let's sit in this space for a moment. Done a lot of movement to get our hips open, so hopefully you can get a little deeper. Your feet might need to be a little wider to get down there. If you can't get all the way down, it's okay. If you just want to hold in a squat, you can do that as well. And then wherever we are, let's place our hands down, rotate those toes forward, lift those legs, straighten them. Feet are still to the edges of your mat. Lengthen, lift up halfway, exhale, fold, hands to ankles, gaze through your legs. Place those hands down, heel toe those feet back together. Take a big inhale, lift arms all the way up. Hands come to heart center. Take a big inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. We got down the other side, squat deep. Step it back, downward facing dog. Bring it out to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Push up, downward facing dog. Take the left leg, kick it high, stack that hip, lift that knee, lengthen that leg, bring it through, warrior one. Back, left, right leg, back, right heel down, left leg forward, toes forward. 12 o'clock, big toes on the left side, 1:30 on the right side. Kiss the floor, the knife edge of your back foot. As you lunge deep, rotate the torso and those hips forward. Reach those arms high to the sky, shoulder blades down and back. Keeping this bandhas active. Staying connected to the breath. Feeling and listening. Connecting as we are in our present moment awareness. Being mindful as we draw our attention within and that conscious awareness. Feeling those feel-good vibes as we open up to warrior two. Palms down, center your hips. The only thing that moves is that back leg turns and that foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Hips become centered as you deepen down into that front leg a little deeper. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Deepen in. And then bring that forearm to your thigh. Right hand up to the sky. If you want to get a little deeper, take that left hand down to your mat. Shoulders are stacked. Gaze goes up with that top hand. If you want to activate more torso stability, take that bottom hand, lengthen out in front of you. Top hand lengthens overhead of you. As you lengthen and activate, engaging and breathing. You make sure your top chest doesn't fall towards the mat and stays open and stacked. Gaze up to the ceiling. The knot through as you bring the right hand down, left heel pops up. Reach that left arm up to the sky. Nice and deep. Hold and breathe. And then bring that hand down, turn yourself center into a straddle. Lift up. Now take your left hand down, right hand up, and rotate it back towards your sacrum. Shoulders are stacked, both legs are straight. You can wrap your hand around. You can reach your other all the way across the side to your left thigh. The shoulders are stacked. Then take that left hand to your right ankle. If you can't get your hand all the way around to your thigh, it's okay. Keep your hand at your sacrum. That left hand can hang at your calf or above your knee, just not on your knee. No pressure on your knee. Deep cleansing breaths. As we return, as we revolve out, we're cleansing out from our liver to our gallbladder to all the intestines, pushing out the impurities, detoxifying the body, building our immune system. And then slowly unravel it, release it. Turn those toes out, so fingers to the floor, and then pulse in those thighs. Booty is back. Again, breaking up any of that energy that doesn't serve us, little fragmented pieces that can stay stuck. Be intentional, be mindful, pushing that energy into that space with the intent to release and heal. You got 4, you got 3, you got 2, and your last one. Sit deep, hold it, lift the torso up, reach those palms out nice and wide to the sky. Torso's lifted, toes are turned out. Sit nice and deep. Hold and breathe. Sun, moonflower, so elbows come back. Nice and deep, lift tall. Sit deep, lift tall. Sit deep, lift tall. Breathe in, breathe out. Scapulary depression to the back as those toes turn out. We're going to add that lateral movement side to side. So sit deep, step, slide, sit deep, step and slide that foot over. Sit deep and step, move and groove. In our practice, we get that zen, through our mindfulness, linking breath with the movement. It's meditation and movement, finding that peace and harmony, that cohesiveness within our heart and mind and our spirit. While getting fit through the motions, building that physiology of strength and endurance and flexibility. As we work the outward essence to the inward, we're able to work inside of us, breaking free to find our true state of being. Happy, joyful, in bliss. Keep moving. Now 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And your last one. Come down, hold it, and then slowly pivot around, crescent lunge to the back. Now your right leg is your front leg. Back heel is up. Sit nice and deep in it. And then we're going to add that movement. So step that left foot up, then switch back to the right. Then step, switch, step, switch. Reach and pull, reach and pull. Alternating in those lunges. Breathing. Feeling the essence of love. Having peace of mind and clarity of our knowing. That knowing of our truth. Being authentic in it. Enjoy. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And your last one. And I want you to have your right foot at the top, right back into that lunge, nice and deep. Hold it, breathe through it. That back leg is nice and long, front leg nice and strong. And then we're going to dynamically lengthen as we bring those hands to your mat. Kick that back leg up, standing split. Forehead towards your knee. Get that back leg as high as you can. Bring your hands to your ankles. Gaze at your big toe. Find that stability. Maybe only one hand's there, maybe both. Maybe you want to work a little deeper, that standing split to get that leg higher. You can keep your fingers to the mat if you choose. Just find that place that works for you. You can stay here and keep working on that, or we can find a little air, get a little more challenge in our practice if you choose, getting upside down, that inversion. So your hands become your feet. That left leg stays up. Your right heel's going to lift. That knee is towards your chest. You're going to spring off on that foot without swinging your left leg and press it up. And just press into that foot. Don't swing the left leg. Press into your right leg. Onto that foot. That thigh stays glued to your chest. Keep that knee tucked in. Just try a couple more times. Make sure those fingers are suction cupped. If you need a wall behind you, you can go to a wall. You can always have your practice at the wall. And then wherever you are, bring it out. Step that. So your legs back. Bring it out to plank and chaturanga, upward facing dog. Push up, downward facing dog. Take that left leg, kick it up, stack your hip. Knee is high, bring it through, kick it. We're gonna find triangles, so back heels down. Rotate, you're gonna roll yourself open, stacked. Hip stacked. Shoulders stacked. Make sure you're not leaning your chest down towards the mat. Make sure both legs are straight. Now, if you got your Trikonasana pose here, and you feel confident in it, so those ankles are lined up, both legs are straight, torsos lengthening, so you deepen down, stacked. So press between those two panes of glass. You want to activate more stability through that torso activation. Lengthen that bottom hand out overhead of you, and have that top hand come meet it. As your gaze goes up through your armpit, lengthen, lengthen. Really push that hip back as you lengthen those fingers forward. And then slowly bring it down. Rotate around. And keep those toes where they are. And move 2 times on the one side, 2 times to the other. 2 times, hands prayer. 2 times, and 2 times. You can keep your hands at prayer. You can keep them at your hips. You can open up. You can find what challenges you right here. As you're at 2 times each side. 2 times, 2 times. You lift your chest if you want. Just find that place that works for you to get a little deeper into it. 2 times, 2 times, 2 times each side. 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. And 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And your last one. And then I want you to come all the way down onto your left leg and lift your right toes. So your knee and your shoulder line up. And open those arms up. Again, you don't have to get all the way down. If you're just halfway down, that toes lifted, almost if you're in a archer, you can be here with your chest. Or you can come all the way down and have a sit down onto your bottom. What I don't want you to do is just a cop out, knock out of it, because like I can't do it. You can always find a place to modify. Just be safe wherever you are. Open those arms up if you choose. And then release it, bring yourself center. Try to walk yourself to the top of your mat. So walk that foot out. So our arm balance pose. Pull that right knee to the forearm. You're gonna step that back left foot up, kick it out in front of you, and you're half firefly, half crow. Firefly with the left leg, crow with the right leg, squeezing. Again, engaging the bandhas. Gaze is forward. Hold, hold, hold. And then wherever you are, you can release it. Walk those heels out to the side and find your garland pose. Tailbone down, chest forward. Again, do your best to get here. Your elbows on the inside of those thighs. Pull your chest through, hands to heart center, and just sit here for a moment. Amazing, amazing. You guys are amazing. I know it's not easy. You don't come and show up for easy. You come to be challenged. That's where you know you grow. That's where you know you can be your best self. You have an hour, give me an hour and 10 minutes here every day, every 3 days a week, or whatever days you're doing the videos. This is your time for you. So when you work on you, it's like donning your own mask on the airplane. This is what you're doing in your practice on your mat. So now you can be charged, feel good, do anything else of the day that feeds your soul, so you can be the best version of yourself to have the best day each and every day. So you can go out and be of servitude to others, shining bright with love, kindness, and compassion. All right, go ahead and place those hands down, lift the tailbone up, feet are at the edges of your mat, lift up halfway, then exhale, fold hands to your ankles, then heel toe those feet back together, and then drop your bottom all the way down, find your boat pose. Lift your feet, shoulders are down. If you can straighten those legs, straighten your legs. If you can reach those arms, reach those arms. If you need assistance, place your hands behind you. Powerhouse stability, shoulders are down. Balance on those sit bones. Hold and breathe. Then you're gonna swoop it under, tuck everything under, and lower down. Hold. Then bring it back up. So again, if your knees are bent, if you're here, you're lowering down. You can tap those floors with your heels. If you need to modify, if you're fully extended, lower and lift. Lower and lift. Breathe in, breathe out. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And your last one, hold it, tuck it, and release all the way down, hands behind your head, lifting those knees, flatten into your back, and elbows alternate crisscross, leading with your shoulders, not your elbows. Keep those elbows open. Crisscross, crisscross. You have 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and your last one. Bring it center, pull those knees to your chest, rock side to side. Find happy baby, flexion your heels. Grab your hands, the knife edge of your feet, pull your tailbone down. So knees come out wide, pull those knees out to the side as you press your tailbone down to the mat. And then lengthen the left leg, straighten it out, pull the right leg in. Back in that standing split, but now we're laying down. If you want to get a little deeper here, you can take your right leg, so right hand, and take it out to the side and pull that leg down. Take your hands to that foot, pull it down as this leg. You can press your left hand to that left thigh, get a little deeper into it. Again, this is your practice. Some people are able to put their legs behind their head. I am not able to do that. Let me see. This is about as far as I can get. And then release it. Now switch other side. Lengthen your leg. See, there's a place for everyone. Everybody, some people are like Gumbo and can do like everything. You know, what's his name? Who's that? Gumby, not Gumbo. Yeah. Gumby. So lengthen those legs. Take that right hand, press into that left thigh. Deepen. If you want to take that left arm around and try to deepen it down out to the side. You press that right hand to your thigh. You can. And then this side. So close. You're so close, Mary. So close. Oh, you get it. Yeah. So close. And then release it. Lay all the way down. Reach your arms overhead. An opposite hand, opposite elbow, and butterfly your feet together. Pull those heels up towards your pubic bone and drop those knees out wide. Just take a breath, take a moment, honor yourself right here and now. Self-love and self-care is not something that's selfish, it's something that's selfless. Just as if during this pandemic we're told to wear a mask, it's not necessarily for our own protection. It's about loving others enough to respect them and wear that mask in order to protect them, not just ourselves. So we gotta take care of ourselves and one another. But first, we have to show ourselves that love and care before we know how to give it to somebody else. Take your left leg, unlash the arms, take your left leg, lengthen it out, bring your right knee up And then just rotate it across your body. Open up both your arms. Take your gaze as that left knee and draws over to the left side. Take your gaze to the right side. And then bring it back center and then switch. Left knee comes up. Rotate, drop that knee down. As you rotate, revolve. Take your gaze to the left side. And then release and find Shavasana for final relaxation. We want to just come here and just relax completely and melt into our mats. Our practice invigorates us, excites us as we move and we're grooving through our practice. Getting zenful and getting fit, feeling those endorphins. Everything's releasing within the body. All those neurochemicals. Feeling those neurotransmitters within the brain to create space for healing. Space for new awareness. As we let go of the old and embrace our truest essence. Just feel that as you lay here in this moment. Feel happy. Connecting to that joy that's at the seat of our soul. So we bridge those two together, feeling limitless in your bliss. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. Start to find some movement, and when you're ready, roll yourself to the fetal position on the right side. Just giving yourself a hug, that embrace of love and gratitude. And then when you're ready, come seated nice and tall on your mats. Find your lotus pose, your crisscross applesauce. Wherever you feel comfortable seated. And then place your palms upward onto your knees. Open to receive the goodness, believe in the goodness. Believing that we are loved and supported and guided. Feeling it, trusting it, listening, breathing. As we bring our hands to heart center, we'll take 3 big inhales, lifting arms all the way up. Exhale, 1 for the mind. Big inhale up. 1 for the body. And big inhale for the spirit. Have a blessed day. Namaste. Yay! Thank you. Love you guys.